How you doing, class? It's Daryl Kaufman here, ready to do my self-evaluation RISE model. I want to talk about my final project, my mock-up. The things that worked well. It was fairly easy coming up with the idea of my, fake company, my fake branding company. Which in some ways is really not fake. It's something that I definitely want to look into after school is done. So that went well, coming up with the idea, coming up with the creative slogan, things that I like to do anyway. What didn't work well? I had a lot of trouble with the mock-up templates that were provided for us that we could choose. Using them in Photoshop. I tried like 2 or 3 different ones, and I was able to insert my logo in a few of the folders, and then other folders that I clicked on for the object where it should say insert your logo, it was not letting me. So I work overnights. I had to improvise, and so I hurry up and put something on top of it so I could at least turn in something. I talked to Professor Kaplan about it, and he gave me a different mock-up to use that I'm going to try and use for my final project. I hope it works out a lot better. I'm not the most hands-on with creating things. I'm not a very good artist, like as far as like drawing, anything like that. It's kind of challenging. Now the coming up with ideas and writing and coming up with slogans or thinking of ways to market a company, those things come really naturally to me. But using Photoshop, it's been challenging. I'm going to use it in other classes, but overall it's been challenging. It's just not something that I excel in, I could say. As I started working on my project, I realized that I really enjoy logo designing. It's one of the things that I really didn't give much thought to other than the ideas for it. But covering it throughout this month is something I really, really like. With that being said, I really need to improve my skills in Adobe Photoshop. I need to just really hone in on the craft of using Photoshop to, create and incorporate graphics and really learn how to excel at that. And I think if I could do that, then I think logo designing might be something that is really worth me giving a shot to. I really enjoyed it very much. What I could have done differently to improve this month definitely would have been time management. Not to make excuses. I work at a bread factory. I work at Bimo Bakeries. We make Sara Lee bread. And this month leading up to Thanksgiving is one of our busiest months. I work overnights. Typically, I work 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. Central Time. But this month, we've lost a lot of people due to another factory opening up, a Mars plant that makes candy bars. So we're short-staffed, and then on top of that, production is higher than usual. So I've had to work, 12 to 16-hour days for basically like the last month. And like I said, not to make excuses, I know everybody has a lot of things going on in their life. It's not a sob story. I think just time management. Maybe scaling back a couple of days of the overtime. Money's good, but I need to focus in a little bit more on my academics. And so this month kind of took a step back. I strive to get A pluses on everything, and there's a few of the assignments I definitely did not get that. So I was a little disappointed in myself. So that would be the one thing I definitely improve on is time management. Something I've done well in the past, but this month has just been trying, to say the least. Graphic design is something that's going to be used in pretty much any profession within my degree field, the media communications degree. I'm striving to be a public relations specialist, either that or something that has to do with marketing. So I know the importance of understanding graphic design. I need to get better at the execution of it, but in theory I would hope that the company that I work for has a specialist just for graphic design, so it kind of alleviates that for me because it's just one thing that I know that I struggle with. But going forward, I do know that I'll have to use the graphic design to kind of maybe give my actual graphic designer some rough drafts, like, hey, I was working on these couple of things. Could you take a look at it and then maybe refine it? And let's figure out a way to make it better. Like I said, I'm really big into ideas, but as far as drawing and creating anything that has to do with a lot of color, I struggle in it. I have not mentioned it to our professor, and I haven't really used it as a crutch, but I am colorblind. I can see colors, but when there's certain colors that get together, my brain gets confused. So it's one of the things that I struggle with when I use Photoshop. It's why I tend to kind of lean heavily on black and white designs. If I'm doing it myself, that's what I go for. Now, I've had friends in the past that have worked on outside projects before school that, I've told them what colors I want and they execute it well. And sometimes I can see them, but most of the time I can't. So I just need to understand more going forward to better myself for the profession that I will be pursuing within the next year. So I had a great time in class. It was one of the more challenging classes for me, but everything's not going to be easy, especially in the world of media communications. It's a fast paced, ultra competitive place, and I look forward to accepting all challenges. I hope you guys do well in your final project, and good luck to you, and I hope to see you in the next class.